Hi, friends. This conversation about the inward light of Christ bringing us power and truth and unity has caused me to think more deeply about my own life and our life as a community of Quakers. There's something, especially around this topic of unity, that I think's so central, so crucial to our individual spirituality, but also to our community witness to the world. Today I want to talk about confession. Confession, it's been said, is this great act of social justice. Because in our willingness to admit that we've been wrong, that we have failed, that we have overlooked others, that we've allowed our selfishness or our own fear to cause us to do something to harm someone other, that confession creates the possibility for us to start over in relationship and to do things differently moving forward. Confession, when it carries a deeper meaning than a simple "I'm sorry," but rather takes on this sense of an honest sense of regret for my action, a willingness to take responsibility for the harm that I've caused, the recognition that I may need to do something to rebuild the sense of trust that another person has in me or a community has in me, and there may be things that I can do to help heal the brokenness that I've caused. It also includes this sense that I, to the best of my ability, in confessing this to you, I'm going to choose and act in a way that I won't do that sort of harm to you again. So confession, when it's honest and authentic, is this first step towards reconciliation, where a new kind of relationship, sometimes even a better or deeper relationship, can be created. All of us have made mistakes. And there's something about admitting to that, admitting to specifically to the harm that we've caused, that opens up this opportunity, as I said, for a different kind of relationship. I've seen parents who feel like they failed their children, and maybe did in very real ways as they were growing up, go to their children later in life and confess that wrong to them, and feeling like they could never have a relationship with their child, see that relationship begin to develop because of their confession. I've seen it the other way as well, where a child maybe in growing up caused great harm to their family and went to their parents and expressed their remorse and sought forgiveness. And again, a brand new relationship was able to be developed. I've seen twice now families reunited at death where there was a brokenness in the relationship, and some two people I know were lingering at death, and finally when in both cases it was a child, came home and sought to be reconciled with their parents, this powerful healing happened, and the person was actually freed to die in peace. It was an amazing gift that this person gave in being willing to confess what they had done. I've seen congregations healed who were torn apart by misunderstanding and harm. I've seen victims and offenders be reconciled. I've even witnessed the powerful work that Friends Church Peace Team does in East Africa, where whole communities were brought together, where there had been tribal violence and even death, and seen those relationships be restored through the powerful work of confession, forgiveness, and reconciliation. So this work that begins with confession is possible, but too often we let that possibility pass because sometimes, honestly, the only thing that's harder than hatred and resentment and defensiveness and fear is love and our willingness to act in love. And sometimes confession can be one of the most loving things that we can do. Next week, we're going to talk about forgiveness, because that's the other side of it. That's the other piece of reconciliation's work if we're to get to unity. So I want to encourage you, though, to think about the possible freedom that can come in confession. Having gone to a person in a willingness to express what you've done, to take responsibility for it, and to invite them into forgiveness. Now we'll talk more about that next week, about what that can look like. But I just simply want to remind you this week that the scriptures tell us that whoever would love life and see good days must keep their tongue from evil and their lips from deceitful speech. They must turn from evil and do good. They must seek peace and pursue it. The truth is, we've all done things that are harmful to others. We've all said things that have harmed others, and sometimes we've allowed ourselves to do evil rather than good. So a way that we can seek peace and pursue it is to go to folks and confess those harms that we've done. Bless you as you think this week about maybe folks that you've harmed either intentionally or unintentionally, and consider ways that you might approach them and offer confession. Peace to you.